too rude with you. The only thing your actions say is you need a girl to play. I know I'm more than what you expect me to be. Don't carry me as your trophy. I can be more than just pretty. If you want a girl who doesn't think that you don't want me, get ready to hear my truth. I'm changing back to the girl I was before I met you. I feel so used when I call you on the phone and I don't get an answer. Pulling my strings, telling your puppy dance faster. I think I need another master. I feel so used, giving into all your crazy demands. You kiss me on the hand, leave money on the nightstand. I think I need another man. I can still hear the words my mama would say. Babe, don't let him treat you that way. She says I'm better than that, but here I am in this trap. Stop trying to buy me with your shopping sprees. They won't keep me. I just wanna be telling your puppy dance faster. I think I need another master. I feel so used, giving into all your crazy demands. You kiss me on the hand, leave money on the nightstand. I think I need another man.
All right, Commish Radio Show and Legal Standpoint with Michael Todd, sponsored by Town View Realtors. So, hey, look here, we're just trying to get everything situated right here. So while we're doing that, we are going to be talking about the trials of America as they exist today. The trials of America. Ahmaud Arbery is not on trial, folks. Ahmaud Arbery is not on trial. The three assassins are on trial for killing Ahmaud Arbery, and also Kyle Rittenhouse is,
he was on trial, but he's not guilty now.
He's not guilty, man.
He's free.
He's free, like the song said, free. Yeah, exactly.
You know, we put out a little advanced flyer there, and we said, hey, turning perpetrators into victims.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And the legal system in America has always had a way of making the victims end up being the perpetrators.
The victims end up being the perpetrators.
The victims. Arbery, the dead people with respect to the Rittenhouse matter. But, you know, I got to say one thing about it. We're going to talk about Rittenhouse because, you know, Rittenhouse has two different views of it, or two different angles of it. We have the legal aspect of looking at the case itself, just from a legal standpoint. Oh, wow, legal standpoint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, there we go.
From a legal standpoint. And then we also have the political, or the political narrative that envelops that case. And, you know, I think a lot of times people have a hard time separating the legal case versus the political narrative. Uh-huh. And so that leads to some confusion there, you know, from that standpoint.
So legally speaking, and also just common sense speaking.
Right.
As we would say.
Yeah. Just using your mother with.
Right.
What your grandmama was saying,
right.
something
So
like that.
Kyle Rittenhouse was, what was the trial? What was he charged with?
Well, he was charged with murder. He actually killed two people. Mm-hmm. He shot a third person. He brandished his gun at a fourth person. So they charged him with murder. And of course, as we all know, or as we should know, murder is the intentional or knowingly taking of a life by means, in this case, the use of a deadly weapon. You know, in the state of Texas, you know, you got murder, which is looking at, so if you get convicted, you're looking at 5 to 99 to life. You know, if you get capital murder, meaning you killed somebody and stole something from them, or you killed a kid under 6, or you killed a police officer, or killed 2 people at one time, that could be capital murder, where you could be looking at life with no parole, or death. So there's a little distinction there with respect, but he was just charged with murder.
I'm glad you explained it, because some people, when they look at the legal system, they look at it and they determine that, you know, capital murder, you can get charged with capital murder, you can get charged with that, but it's much more complex than that.
Well, yeah, without a doubt. I mean, there are a lot of permutations as it relates to murder, and we just went through some as it relates to capital murder. Now, when you look at the Rittenhouse case, they raised a defense of self-defense, and that's what we call a justification or an affirmative defense.
So he was running away from somebody.
Well, the thing is this: you don't have to just be running away. He did have a portion where he was running away.
Right.
Now, I'm gonna be honest. I mean, I'm a criminal defense attorney.
Okay.
You know, I've handled federal cases, I've handled state cases, handled murder cases. And if I had Kyle Rittenhouse's case, that would have been a good case from a defense standpoint. I would have won that case, just like they won up there, because there was a lot going on to justify the actions that he did. Now, I'm not talking about the political narrative.
Right.
I'm talking about the legal
some people
narrative.
Like looking at us right now.
Right.
They're going like, they say, man, whose side you on?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
It's like, you're on the side of justice in this particular case, but it's not politically speaking.
Right. Well, because you know what? I remember when I was a commentator with WFAA for the Amber Geiger trial.
You did excellent on that.
Oh, I appreciate that. You know, I said a few things on that. I had people, you know, ask me later, whose side you on?
Right.
You know, and all I was trying to do was give legal analysis.
That's what you're there for.
Well, that's what I was there for. But people started asking, well, whose side are you on? But as it relates to Rittenhouse, what we have to understand is this. You have to make a determination of whether his actions were reasonable, and you had the equivalent of a bar fight that was going on all around him. I mean, people were out there, and people were doing stuff. They were burning cars, they were flipping cars, people whooping folks. I mean, it was all types of stuff that was going on. And so what I did to make sure, because it's a little convoluted, that's one of them fancy words of saying confusing.
Yeah, they say that over in South Oak Cliff.
Yeah, they say that. All right. So it was a little convoluted about what was the actual timeline and the posture of what had happened. And so basically what Rittenhouse said was that he was out, he was supposed to be over there, protecting property, and then he decided...
Like he's a cop?
No, he's not a cop. He's not a cop, but
security guard?
He's not a security guard, but you can be out there with your pistol. Well, he wasn't authorized.
Oh, hell, he wasn't even like dude who killed Trayvon Martin then.
No.
He wasn't even a watchman.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't.
Okay.
He wasn't.
Just want to make sure. I want to get. So what was he?
Well, he was just a citizen out with his gun. But the thing is this.
Was he doing a citizen arrest?
No, he wasn't. No, that's the other. That's the other case. So we gonna get to that in just a sec.
Okay. It just seems like people got a lot of rights to do what they want to do.
Well,
that's what I want to get to people to understand. They got a lot of rights to do what they want to do.
That's right, and you know what? And we do too. All right.
Okay. So
what we as people need to understand is that all these rights that other folks are exercising, we have a right to exercise too. But the point I'm trying to make is this. Rittenhouse was going around. He said he was confronted by a person who threatened him allegedly that he was going to kill him based upon his posture of being out there with the little militia guard group. He says that he got separated from his people. This guy starts harassing him again. Some stuff starts popping off. Somebody hollers, "Kill him!" And this first guy, I think his name was Rosenfeld, he starts chasing him. As he chases him, he's hollering at him, things of that nature. Rittenhouse allegedly turns around because he's running from him. He turns around. The guy continues to, what he said, close ground on him and grabs his weapon, trying to take it from him. And as he was trying to take it from him, he shot him. That was the first thing. He then starts running because everybody else has started running after him from there. And this is according to his testimony. I went back and read all his direct examination. So then he's running. He gets tired. He stumbles. He falls. They start kicking him. Somebody hits him with a skateboard, things of that nature. He tries to get up. A second guy comes over, tries to hit him, acts like he's trying to grab for the gun. He shoots that guy. So then he gets up and starts running. No. Then he's still on the ground. This other guy comes over with a gun, allegedly pulls a gun on him. He shoots that person, just wounded him. And then he runs, he says, to try to find the police to turn himself in to say that I just shot some people. Now, what's interesting about this, though, is that Rittenhouse says in his testimony that when he came into contact with the police, that he told them, I just shot somebody. And they just told him, you better get out of here. Now, that was kind of amazing. I mean, just think about that. If I had run up with an AR-15 and hollered to the police that I just shot somebody, I doubt very seriously they would have told me to just go on, hey, you better get out of here. They would have, taken me into custody in that situation. And Ed, when we think about this, because while we have the political narrative and we have the legal analysis, right? In some areas, they do converge. Because just think if they had taken him into custody at that time, as they do most of my clients, right? Then they would have attempted to interrogate him. And if they had attempted to interrogate him, we don't know what he would have said. That may have been something that was inculpatory as it relates to what his actions were. So when you get that situation where the rules and the procedure is not really followed like it generally is, that allows for escape hatches to develop, which could have been something that was here. Now, he says that he went home, talked to his mama, and within an hour that he had turned himself into the police station in the state where he lives in Illinois. And then within an hour, the people came and interviewed him, things of that nature. But hey, you know what? It doesn't take that long to get it together, So that's something we'll never know. But when we look at what the whole tenor...
Well, it sounds like he got it together, and what you just told us was what he got together.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, the one thing that's about that, some of the state's witnesses who testified consistent with what he said about what was going on out there, about confronting him with the gun, people hitting him with the skateboards, things of that. Because the thing is this, people get caught up into, it was just a skateboard. What do you have to shoot him for? Well, I've had a lot of cases where somebody's head got bashed in with, a skateboard, a bat.
Yeah, I saw some of that on Twitter this past week.
Right.
They was showing, I'm like, why y'all doing this? That's the dinner.
Yeah, I mean, you've had people, in the legal field, you've had people indicate that they've used water as a deadly weapon, a pencil as a deadly weapon, a screwdriver as a deadly weapon, all types of stuff. So, a lot of different things can be used as a deadly weapon, which would then authorize the use of deadly force. So from a legal aspect, I was concerned that, I didn't believe that there was going to be a conviction for murder. I thought maybe they may get him on some kind of lesser included charge, like reckless homicide, something of that nature, but they didn't do that either.
But did they have the charge to put him for that?
Well, yes. What happens is when you go to trial, even though you may be charged with murder, if there's evidence that comes out that would support a lesser included offense, so murder could be manslaughter, it could be criminal negligence homicide. Those are all what we consider lesser includeds. And so if the facts bring those offenses out, the jury can be charged on those also. Charge means giving those instructions where they can make decisions based upon those particular offenses.
But doesn't that have to be said initially when you bring the jury in?
No. When you come in with the jury, right, if you anticipate that there are going to be lesser included offenses, then from that standpoint, you could ask the jury questions as it relates to what their thoughts are on the lesser included. From a defense standpoint, sometimes you want a lesser included, sometimes you don't. If I'm representing the guy and I think we got a good hard case where they not gonna be able to convict him for murder, right? They had problems with their case. I don't want lessers. I want the jury to have to make the hard decision. Either lock him up forever or cut him loose. One or the other. I don't want the compromise move. Oh, well, we ain't gonna lock him up forever, but we just gonna give him a little, aggravated assault. Yeah, aggravated assault. Well, we just give him 20. Don't worry about it, man. Teach him a lesson. So you don't want that. Now, on the flip side, if I've got a case where it looks pretty good that they're gonna convict him, then I want some lessons because I'm like, boy, it'd be sure better to be looking at 2 to 20, rather than 5 to 99 to life. So it's a strategic move. But by requesting the lessers, you could signal to the jury and to the opposition the confidence or lack of confidence you have in your case. In this particular case with Rittenhouse, the state requested the lesser included offenses. So that could have been taken by the jury as like, hey, look, they not really, sure about what they had from the jump. Maybe they should have just charged him with reckless homicide from the get-go. Maybe that would have increased their chances.
I saw some of the footage before that. Then we're gonna go to break. Some of the footage before Kyle Rittenhouse was running, and it seemed like the people that he eventually shot was all off into his face and all into his grill.
Right, yeah, that is, and he says, and other people have said that other people. I mean, you got to understand, man. You can use deadly force in situations when there is apparent danger there. One of my colleagues, Kenneth Witherspoon, tried a case one time, and he asked an officer, hey, the facts were that the guy was pretending like he had a gun behind his back. And the question was posed to an officer. Officer, if he's pretending that he's got a gun behind his back, do you wait to see if he got the gun? He said, man, if you wait to see, then you probably waited too late. You can't take that chance. That's apparent danger. So that could be a basis with respect to a self-defense claim. The one problem that I have had with respect to murder cases and self-defense in Dallas County and through the state of Texas is that when those laws are applied, those justifications are applied, when you got a police officer, right, they give them all the latitude, right? You follow me? And they are the trained professionals. So to me, they should have less latitude. You follow what I'm saying? But then when you have an individual who's just Joe P, Q citizen, they treat him as if he's the trained professional. Oh, well, he hadn't seen the gun barrel yet, Mike. No, he moved too quick. Police officer does the same thing. Oh, well, he thought it was dangerous. So, based on his training and experience, he had to shoot him. So juries treat regular defendants like trained professionals, and they treat trained professionals like they amateurs. And that's a problem. That's a real problem.
Well, I'm glad you summed all that up, and when we get ready to take our next break, we'll talk about the trial of the assassins.
Right.
The trial of the assassins, folks. And before I go, let me go ahead and give you my 2 cents on the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. Number one, a lot of black folk out there, they think that Kyle Rittenhouse killed black people because it was at a Black Lives Matter rally.
and he didn't.
He did not kill black people. Folks, Kyle Rittenhouse didn't kill nobody black. I know some of you out there getting upset, saying, oh, he got away with it again, he got away with it again. There is a phrase that is used in the black community, and let me talk directly into the mic. There's a phrase that is used in the black American community, and it's called black on black crime. There's never a phrase used with white people called white on white crime.
And you know what, man? Let me just interject one thing. If you look at the FBI statistics, because you hear that all the time, all black folks need to quit shooting black folks. When you look at the FBI statistics, as I have, 73% of white folks are shot and killed by white folks. You get shot and killed by the people you around. so yeah, you talk about black on black crime. Yeah, it's white on white crime going down.
I want to make sure. I want to make sure everyone hearing this, and I want to make sure the mics is on. I don't want nobody saying the mics is off and everything. This ain't got nothing to do with me.
Right.
If it ain't, when black people kill black people, white people say I have nothing to do with that. That's black people killing. But I have nothing to do with this. That's all I got to say.
Well,
way or another.
Okay, well, this is the thing, though. This is the thing.
I said it.
And we talking about, wait, I understand that, right? But the thing is this.
Cause it happened at a Black Lives Matter rally. Now I'm supposed to be like, hey.
Well, but the thing is,
and it was when it was white people at this Black Lives Matter rally doing the rioting. It ain't no black people. And most of these rallies that was all this was happening.
Right, that's true. But this is the point, though. The point is this: is that we're going from the legal case to the political narrative.
Yeah, that's where I was going. I was going with the political deal.
So with the political narrative,
stick with the legal. I got to pull it up.
No, I got this legal standpoint with Michael J. Todd.
All right,
so
go ahead.
I get to say what I want to say
what
too.
You're gonna say. See, you on next thing I know you're gonna have your pastor on your side. That's why I'm looking directly right there. Go ahead.
Right, so the thing is that with everything that you just outlined was the political narrative.
Yeah.
And what's happening, you have these white supremacists, you have these alt-right folks who are now using Kyle Rittenhouse as their poster boy of this is what needs to be done to combat this lawless type behavior of black folks.
And to that you're saying we're going to have more Kyle Rittenhouses now.
And we're going to have more Kyle Rittenhouse.
Because he, as I hate to use this word, I ain't said it since OJ. He got away with it.
Yeah, he got away with it.
Okay, that's what I thought.
But guess what? What people need to understand is what's good for the goose is good for the gander. And I'm not talking about going out shooting folks. What I'm talking about is that if you want to go to the protest and take your pistol or your AR-15, as long as you're legally able to do that, you need to do it.
But Mike, this ain't ready for the world. This ain't Oh Sheila. This don't work like that.
Well, it does work like that.
Ask Corey and Mark Hughes.
Well, you know what? If black folks start taking their weapons more places, then maybe people won't. You know what? I think the biggest problem we have is black people themselves. They act like we still back in the 1850s or the 1940s when black folks can't have a gun because you know we just gonna get in trouble. We can't have that mindset.
Why you sound like Stephen Fetchit?
Because that's the Stephen Fetchit attitude.
But you know, we gotta stop being Stephen Fetchit like that.
Well, the thing is this: we would like that because that's how the law was written and that's how the law was enacted and enforced. It's not like that now. If you want to walk down, matter of fact, if I want to take my AR-15 to the next protest, I can do that.
I bet you won't.
I could. If I want
to. Let's play some more music and we'll come back and we'll talk about South Carolina.
Right.
I mean Georgia.
Georgia. Right.
Yeah,
hey, how you doing? This is Ed Gray of the Commish Radio Show. Stay tuned and tune in and be up to speed on everything in social justice, human rights, and politics on the Commish Radio Show, airing every Saturday, 5 p.m. on the Fishbowl Radio Network. Jump in.
All right, you melanated beauties, this is Coy with your Black Tea Sip every Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. where we sip power to pour truth. We talk about it all, the state of the Black Union, politics, entertainment, you, me, and everything in between. Join me on Fridays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. where we sip power to pour truth. Join me and we'll rap a taste about all the things that matter to me and to you. Coy with your Black Tea Sip, diamonds, pearls, and jerry curls. Looking forward to seeing you.
On FishbowlRadioNetwork.com. Jump in.
Hey, this is Duke of Duke's Custom Builds. If you are interested in joining the limitless world of PC gaming or don't know where to start on PC upgrades, that's when you call or text me at 682-239-3227 or message me on my Facebook page, Duke's Custom Build. Again, that is 682-239-3227. Thank you.
My name is Gail Todd with Townview Realtors. If you find yourself in the market to buy, sell, lease, or maybe you want to be a part of this hot real estate market by investing, just give my team of professionals and I a call at 214-675-9572. Again, that's 214-675-9572. Or you can email me at gtodd88@yahoo.com. With me, it's all about you.
Hi, I'm Danica Patrick. Watching my nieces grow, play, and learn is amazing, but not every child gets to be carefree. 1 in 6 kids in the U.S. are hungry. This breaks my heart, and it's something that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and gives it to families in need. To help, visit feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
And I know she couldn't handle it. But since you wanna step to me and draw me out, I'ma show what it's all about. Caution.
All right, you've been listening to Janelle Gray, my daughter, her CD. I love when you say that. My CD just dropped. And everything.
Oh, really? Way to go. That was your daughter?
Yeah, man.
Way to go.
Yeah, hit it again, just for a second. Just for a second. Hit it again. DJ. See how I did that? That was smooth. I said, DJ. I watched him do that on TV.
All right.
Yeah. I didn't produce the CD, but I produced the art.
Right. Well, you know what? She sounds real nice with a voice. She must have gotten that from her mama.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Can you sing?
No.
You can't sing at all?
No, I do a lot of talking, but I can't do no singing.
You can't carry a tune?
Can't carry a tune. Can't carry a tune. That's why I be trying to carry a tune for justice.
No, I got you, bro.
You see how I roll that one in there?
I got you, bro.
I got that in there.
I got you.
I got it. You know, I have not even touched my phone because you got your pastor to say I look at the phone too much.
Yeah. He did Reverend Damian Williams. He did at New Hope Baptist Church.
I was on it. I give plugs to New Hope all the time.
Yeah. He said that. He said that old Ed Gray.
Old man.
Yeah. Old bearded Ed Gray.
Oh, bearded?
No, he didn't say that. I threw that in.
I threw
that.
Hey,
wait a minute.
Right.
I ain't gonna lie on the pastor now. but yeah, he said, oh great man, he need to focus in.
I'm focusing in on it.
Yeah. I want. You know what? And I'm glad I mentioned it to you, man.
I'm glad.
I'm feeling special today.
You are special.
Yeah. Wait, but I'm feeling so special that I hadn't even had a chance to, to say hi to my lovely wife, Gail Todd, over there. How you doing, Gail?
Good.
Good? All right, that's it?
Great.
Great. All right.
Has a lot to talk about today.
Grateful.
Thankful.
Still one syllables.
But but she at least put 4 together.
Yeah, one time you get credit for that. Yeah, I was talking to Lee Merritt earlier today, and I'm going to have him call in now, and he's been around. Speaking of that, I didn't want to go down to Georgia for the trial of the assassins. There's so many of them.
Right.
But because they were talking about black pastors, and I'm not a black pastor, so What was all that about, man?
Well, you know what, dude? I really don't understand this defense attorney and all the objections that he's making that black folks like black folks can't go to Georgia. You know, I mean, Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton can't come down and sit in the gallery of the courtroom.
Like that's intimidating.
Yeah, like that's intimidating. The thing is this. I've had trials, man. Now, don't get me wrong. If you sitting there and you representing somebody, and the gallery is all full every day with everybody against your person, then you don't want to see all that.
Well, that's what's happening there, isn't it?
Well, yeah, that happens. Okay. I had a case one time where they said that my client had committed the worst case of domestic violence in Dallas County history, where the person survived. And I'm sitting there in trial for a week and a half, and the courtroom is packed every day with every, anti-female violence counselor in the whole city, and it was a crazy type experience. Mm-hmm. So you don't want that. Mm-hmm. But I never made an argument to the judge that they shouldn't be allowed in the courtroom, because the courtroom is a open facility. I mean, it's an open proceeding. So anybody can be there.
Was that really valid, though? I mean,
Well, I don't think it was valid.
That was just something he was just saying?
Well, I don't think it was valid, but the thing is this. Maybe he thought it would fly, because the judge earlier, when they struck 11 black folks off the jury.
Oh, that's why he did that.
The judge at that point said, well, I think it may be discriminatory, but there's nothing I can do about it.
So now he's appealing to the jury by saying, you see, they got all these... I didn't go say that word.
Well, the thing is this. When he made those objections...
But that's what he was thinking.
When he made those objections with respect to the pastors, those objections would have been made outside the presence of the jury. That's not something you would bring up in front of a jury.
But he said black pastors, didn't he?
Well, he said black pastors, but the thing is
Joel Osteen should have been there.
Well, if Joel Osteen wanted to come,
I mean, that's the point. And so,
well, yeah.
Yes.
The thing is this. You're right. So, he didn't make it where it was a problem with pastors.
No,
his problem was with black pastors. So yeah, he made it racial.
Yeah,
but I don't think it would have influence as it relates to the jury unless those type of objections filtered through the media and then at some point were able to connect with jury members.
That's subconsciously, because what he's using black pastors is there they go again.
Yeah, but you got to understand what I'm saying is
Jesse.
You ain't listened to me a while ago.
I did.
No, you didn't.
What is it?
I said he would not have been able to make that objection in front of the jury.
Right.
So the jury would not have heard him say, I object to the black pastors. That's the kind of stuff that you say, Judge, I have something that I need to address outside the presence of the jury. And then the judge says, okay, the bailiff says, all rise, and the jury is taken back to their little room, and then you make that argument.
He didn't do none of that.
You say what?
He didn't do none of that, didn't he?
I'm sure he did. Because if the thing is this, if there had been, an objection lodged like that in front of a jury, I'm sure there would have been, some request for sanctions against him.
Man, don't sound good.
Nah, well, but the thing is this. I'm hopeful about the whole Georgia situation. Because even though it's 11 white folks and 1 black person on the jury, right? In this day and time, I'm still hopeful with the facts that are in this case that they are going to convict them. I really feel that they will. Well, I'm going to say I really feel that they should. All right. Because the thing is that we have a situation with
that's
black
like paying a bill.
Well, what you mean paying a bill?
I mean, I have a good feeling I'm going to pay this bill.
Yeah?
I have a good feeling I'm going to pay it.
Well, I'm not following.
Well, on Monday it's still there. Go ahead.
Well, the thing is this. We have a situation where the black man didn't do anything.
That's true.
We have him on videotape. He went into the house. Now, you know what? And I've talked to some other attorneys. They were like, well, what are you going to the house for, right? And you know what I told him? There have been times that my wife and I, when we were looking for houses or remodels or something, I have walked into a house that was under construction before and just looked around.
That's an irritant, though. that somebody would ask a question of what did he go in the house for? Is there a law saying you can't go into the house?
Well, it would be one if they had trespass signs.
They have none of that.
Well, I know they did.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying.
But that has been a question.
But that's the question that someone would ask, and that's like, why? And I assume you were talking to other lawyers or something like that.
Right.
So why would legal system?
Okay, but you know what? I've had other people who've raised the objection. Well, I don't think he was just over there jogging because he wasn't dressed like he was jogging for running. He had on combat boots and some shorts. That's not what you wear when you got out jogging. So he must have been over there for something else.
That ain't what you wear when you stealing either.
Well,
but you know what?
But the fact of the matter is that we have a video that shows he didn't take anything. He didn't take anything.
And and I for one used to jog in combat boots.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
Now you're Alpha, ain't you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What they got to do with it?
That sounds like something a Q would do.
No. It's something that somebody that admires Muhammad Ali used to see him jog in combat boots so he can get more speed.
Really?
So I used to do that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
wait. So that was when you moved from the Southland Apartments over to Atwell. You were jogging in the boots. That's why you were faster.
Yeah, well, I was. Hey, y'all got to look at the other one.
You got to look at the other show for that.
But back in the 1970s, if you saw a young black kid jogging down a Polk Street and stopping at Polk and Camp Wisdom and Polk and Redbird, that was me.
That was you.
That was me.
In combat boots.
Combat boots.
Okay, all right. Well, you know what? I didn't know Ali.
Yeah.
If I had known that, I would have used that to combat the argument.
Yeah, because that's what he did.
Right.
Yeah.
But the thing is that so then you have this guy running. These folks jump into a truck loaded with a 12 gauge, a 357 pistol with an emblem of the Confederate flag on the front of the truck.
That's for heritage, though, right?
Well, what heritage? I hear people say that all the time. That's for Southern heritage.
That's what they say.
I had to look up heritage.
You know who they are.
Wait a minute, I had to look up what does heritage mean. I mean, it was a bunch of lawbreakers who were traitors, right? Who lost.
Sound like insurrectionists to me.
Yeah,
but I wasn't going to bring up January 6th at all.
But my question is that what kind of heritage is that you're trying to memorialize? I mean, y'all lost and you're a traitor and you're a lawbreaker. I mean, I don't understand that. I mean, but you hear it all the time. But the thing is this. So they chasing the boy, they following him. The guy tells them later, tells the police, we had him trapped like a rat. Now, why the black man got to be like a rat? Right? They shoot him 3-4 times, don't try to give him CPR, and he just lays there and just is dead.
And blow his arm out.
Yeah, it's just a shame, really.
It's more than that.
Yeah, it's a shame. And then you try to come back and say that it was a citizen's arrest. Now, I've been listening to some of the testimony, read some of the transcripts, and I really think that the prosecution has done a good job in debunking the defense that has been raised by the defendants. They have gone through and they've emphasized those things that I've just talked about, the Confederate flag. They've talked about the fact that at no time in the discussions with the police did any of the defendants say that they were trying to effectuate a citizen's arrest. At no time did they actually describe something that this boy had stolen, this young man had stolen, right? At no time have they even just kind of said anything as it relates to him taking defensive actions or offensive actions against him, except for the provocation that they had in chasing him like he's. Now, the thing is, a couple of things that bothers me about this. I'm happy right now where we are. The jury composition, it worries me a little bit, but I think it's still going to turn out okay. But what worries me the most is that for 3 months before this video got out, These people were sitting at the crib like ain't nothing happened. What we did was cool. Kat, what you think about that?
It was definitely a racist thing. I think they thought they were going to get away with something, you know, and everybody was going to be cool with it. But now they seem to be interviewing people who live in that area, and they're not on their side, so to say.
Right.
Yeah.
Now that we have had illumination of what has actually happened.
Exactly.
Now, before that video came out and people found out about what really happened, they were probably able to spin their version of the facts to then make it seem as if Arbery had done something wrong when he had not. And so this whole thing, I mean, that was troubling. What they were able to do, one of these defendants had been a previous police officer. The DA that was in that area probably was his boy, or they were all cool with each other. And they were like, oh, don't worry about it, man. We got you covered, right? He was stealing, right? Yeah, okay. You were doing a citizen's arrest? Yeah, that's what I was doing. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm going to write it up. But what happened is that a video came out, and it put the light on this situation.
How did they get the video?
Was it through a civil case?
No, I don't think it was Roddy, wasn't it? That's the dude's name.
The third guy.
Oh yeah. They got the video. Oh, you mean
from him?
Oh, they got it from him. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
They got it from one of the assassins.
Right. The guy who was initially saying I was just along for the ride,
right.
You know, but it turned out he was actually using his car to actually block him in and to effectively or offensively shepherd him or trap him like the rat that they said. So that made him a party to the offense.
So he must have sent that video to somebody.
Yeah, and you know what? If you had asked me that, I would have done a little research. But I don't know. I don't know what the province of the video was, how it happened, how it got to the authorities.
So it came from somebody.
It came. Well, yeah, it was his video.
It was his video.
So it had to come from him.
So he sent it to somebody.
At some point.
Probably showing off, going, look what we did.
You know what? Now they probably did. You know, because hey. Folks will do that.
Yeah.
You know, let's look at the murder tape again.
Yeah.
yeah.
So let's look at this.
Yeah, let's look at this.
And then somebody said it ain't cool.
That ain't cool.
And they sent it to somebody.
Right, yeah.
But we don't know who that is.
And it got to. Now, one thing that I didn't know until this week, I was talking with one of the DAs in Dallas County, Scott Wells. Scott Wells used to live and work with the DA's office in Atlanta. The prosecutors that are prosecuting the Arbery case actually are from the Atlanta DA office.
Oh.
So I didn't know that. They were doing a really good job. When he said that clicked in my mind of we've got somebody from a cosmopolitan type area who has, who sees this kind of deal, is not going to get caught up in the whole,
meeting somebody at the Piggly Wiggly down the street.
Right. That old kind of stuff. So that was good. That was good to know.
Because see, that don't sound good. Because if you got you got the defense and the prosecution, they all on the same side in that little small town, ain't it?
Yeah. Well, that could be a problem. And a lot of times I remember back 20 years ago, 30 years ago when I worked for Royce West. We had a person that was they got killed up in West Texas somewhere, little old town, man. And we went up there, man, to do a little investigation and figure out why they hadn't prosecuted the person that killed this guy. And dude, I'm gonna tell you, the DA and the sheriff up there, they basically told us, wrote us a letter like, y'all keep y'all blacks where y'all at, and we'll take care of what we doing down here.
They didn't tell you that.
In a nice way.
This is America. This don't happen.
That's basically what they said. They were like, hey, man, I ain't telling y'all how to run y'all stuff. You don't come down here trying to tell us how to run ours.
They called you boy after that?
No, he ain't called me. Hey, not to my face. Not to my face.
So
yeah, but no, man, it's some of these little towns you go to, man, even now, I mean, they are bad. Hey, if you out there listening, if you doing something wrong, you better not stop in Smith County, Texas, man, down in Tyler. They giving out man hours down there like it's lunch.
Whoa. So, folks, we got 3 more minutes before we go. But you said Smith.
Smith County, Texas, man. Dude, that's one of the harshest places. If I take a case in Smith County, Texas, I got to charge double. Man,
all right, folks.
Dude, it is.
And you thought when you were listening to the Commish Radio Show and Legal Standpoint with Michael Todd that you wasn't going to get something practical to take home. Smith County, Tyler, Texas. Ain't nothing rosy in Tyler.
Not even Earl County.
Sure does smell good with those candles.
Yeah, that's it.
Hey, you better not step off the beaten path down there, man.
All right.
They'll tighten you up for, hey, he did what? He stepped into the street? Oh, that's worth 5 years right there.
That's it. All right, we got a remaining 2 minutes. You got it. Counselor, close us out.
Well, the whole thing, like I said, man, we can't get caught up into the political narrative, but we have to be mindful of the narrative. We have to be able to look at each individual case on its own basis, its own foundation. With respect to Rittenhouse, like I said, legally, I had a good idea that the boy was going to walk. And it's not I don't think it's a racial thing on that. People are making it a racial thing. But I don't really think it was racial. If that had happened in Dallas, the boy would have walked. If he had been black, he would have walked. So from that standpoint, we can't get caught up in that and use that as a way. But the thing is this Arbery deal, if them boys walk, that's going to be something completely different. I don't see how that could happen. As long as we have 12 people that are fair and impartial with the evidence that's submitted. But if those individuals are not convicted of murder, then that shows that there is a continual problem with the criminal justice system in this country. And even though we think that we're making advances and progress, if that happens in that particular case, that is going to set things back. That sets things back totally.
All right. Say thank you, brother.
All right.
Appreciate it. All right. We're about to leave, and we will see you. Hey, I think the third Saturday is Christmas Eve. So
is it Christmas Eve?
We may have to take a look at and bump you up.
Well, yeah, because you know what? My lovely wife said, you know what? We might want to do a year in review.
Okay, then let's kick it for a little while. All right, we'll see you guys back we'll see you next month. Yeah. All right.
Hey, how you doing? This is Ed Gray of the Commish Radio Show. Stay tuned and tune in and be up to speed on everything in social justice, human rights, and politics on the Commish Radio Show, airing every Saturday, 5 p.m. on the Fishbowl Radio Network.
Jump in.
Hi, my name is Gail Todd with Townview Realtors.